New COVID rules for Italy starting Monday, April 26. The Pope said, "We need to heal these damaged relationships, which are essential to support ourselves and the entire fabric of life." The new Prime Minister Draghi decree develops concessions, restrictions, prohibitions, and rules for moving outside and within regional territories conditioned by colors. There are daily mass demonstrations on the main Italian squares in front of the government buildings in Rome. The message of Pope Francis on the occasion of Earth Day was, "We have broken the bonds that united us to the Creator, to other human beings and to the rest of creation." Pope Francis wrote this on Twitter, underlining that we need to heal these damaged relationships, which are essential to support ourselves and the entire fabric of life. The calendar of reopening of the new Prime Minister of Italy Mario Draghi decree from April 26 to July 31 develops concessions, restrictions, prohibitions, and rules for moving outside and within regional territories conditioned by colors. The new COVID rules for Italy also limit the number of people who can use these establishments and to under what conditions, in addition to regulations that are still in force penalizing the catering sector. The maze. As for other activities such as sports, cinema, theaters, fairs, etc., these do and do not have a large chapter in the decree. As in a labyrinth in which it is difficult to move, so much so that a large part of the population, by now tired, weakened, or no longer willing to obey the decrees, raises doubts about the basic understanding of it. This reality is being externalized by the daily mass demonstrations on the main Italian squares in front of the government buildings in Rome, blocking the A1 motorway from north-south with moments of confrontation with the police, and by representatives of all categories of workers urging rulers to open basic work activities including catering, whose employees have been penalized by 2 years of inactivity. Restaurants, bars, and curfew. Restaurants and bars are open for lunch or dinner but only outdoors. The curfew is confirmed at 10 p.m. The curfew at 10 p.m. has also been triggering protests in the yellow zone of the restaurateurs, who have come to see that the announcement that initially deluded them and soothed the more than 340,000 bartenders and restaurateurs, is becoming a nightmare for the vast majority of them as they denounce their national president of FIPIT Confesendi, Giancarlo Banchieri. Right now, less than 1 in 2 restaurants or pubs will experience a slowdown in restrictions, those being the ones that already have an outdoor space available for consumption. Among the nearly 150,000 bars, the share is even lower. Many judge the provision as useless and believe it is better not to reopen under these conditions. The proposal put forward by President Banchieri is to allow premises without outdoor spaces to resume the service indoors for customers in possession of a vaccination pass, such as COVID-free public establishments, but once again triggering protests from restaurateurs. The reaction of the party of majority. The confirmation of the decree despite the League's request to extend the curfew to 11 p.m. to help restaurants resume their activity, led Salvini of the Lega, a majority party, to the decision to announce to Prime Minister Draghi by text message that the League cannot vote on this decree because it was too punitive on restaurants, gyms, and swimming pools, and did not have the desired effects. Draghi's comment was a serious fact that I struggle to understand. A majority party that does not vote on a key measure for the social and economic life of the country is a step that risks destabilizing the majority. Curfew in schools, the loyal cooperation between the state and the regions, has been damaged. Even the Italian regions are protesting through the president of the Conference of Regions, Massimiliano Fedriga, who has accused the government of having changed an agreement already made in the CDDM. There is an important political and institutional problem regarding the school. Having changed an agreement signed with the Conference of Regions, ANSA and UPI in the Council of Ministers is a very serious precedent that I do not think there has ever been. The loyal collaboration between the state and the regions has been damaged. He added that the request for a curfew at 11 p.m. was unanimous. A summary by chapters, COVID and rules in the new Draghi decree from April 26 to July 31. Each decree contains the respective rules and condition. The state of emergency has been extended, which allows smart working and the urgency procedure for numerous obligations, including those relating to the vaccination campaign. Free movement between regions, with the pass or self-certification. Visits, from relatives and friends even in 4 people from April 26 to June 15. Sports, swimming pools and gyms. Shows, cinema and concerts, reservations are required. Shops, go ahead to markets and shopping centers from May 15. In the yellow area, the activities of the shops inside the markets and shopping centers are open. Events, theme parks only from July 1. From June 15, fairs are allowed in the yellow zone as long as there is no public. Those arriving from abroad must comply with the quarantine obligations, 5 days if arriving from an EU country, 14 days from a non-EU country. From July 1 in the yellow area, Conferences and congresses can be organized with guidelines approved by the Technical Scientific Committee. At the SPA, now allowed only with a medical certificate, one can go free, in the yellow zone, from July 1, 2021. Theme and amusement parks are also open from July 1. The game rooms and the stations inside the public places remain closed. #rebuilding travel.